Hey guys, it's Chris from Capcom Unity, and we're here at the Street Fighter 25th Anniversary Grand Finals, and we're about to announce Street Fighter Cross Mega Man to the world, and nobody knows a thing about it yet. It's right here underneath my shirt, and we're going to take you right now to talk to a couple of guys who brought this game to you free of charge. It'll be out on December 17th, and we're going to tell you a little bit about how it came together and maybe show you some new boss footage, so stay tuned.
The 25th anniversary of Mega Man starts on December 17th, the day that this game will be available for free at CapcomUnity.com.
Okay, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, how exactly did this happen?
Well, for us, it happened when Zhonghui came to EVO and came up to the Capcom booth with a laptop in his hands, kind of, a little nervous. We looked at the game and, on the spot, and I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to him, we'd started having discussions internally. I started clicking a few things in my head of this kind of works out just about perfectly.
Yeah.
If everything can line up timing wise, it could be the end of the 25th anniversary of Street Fighter and the beginning of the 25th anniversary of Mega Man.
So how long did this take you to create?
I worked on it only during my holidays previously, so but if I were to cram everything together, it should take about less than half a year.
Less than half a year.
There's a million fan games, but there are very few that really kind of stand up and can stand next to our own work and say, this is really good.
So what was it about this one that really jumped out at you?
The quality of it.
Like the concept met content when I saw it.
Right, that's exactly what it comes down to. Really good execution of a really good concept that we hadn't come up with in our own head.
We wish we would have thought of it.
Yeah, for sure. So I asked him for a build, and I'm a Mega Man fan, but I gotta admit, the technicalities of fall speed and slide distance are probably not things that I have sort of necessarily in my immediate grasp. So I brought it back to Brett and Greg and said, "What do you think? Give me a temperature reading."
Well, like Christian mentioned, he brought this first build back from EVO 2012 and kind of gave me this disc, like very nondescript disc with no label, just like, hey, somebody gave this to us at EVO. I want to make something of it, but I want to run it by you first and see what you think. And I barely got halfway through I played Blanca level and got about halfway through it, and I was already like, it's right, it's correct, it feels right, the physics are right. The philosophy of what is a Mega Man game, moving room to room, the way the enemies come at you, this all feels very tight and right and real.
Now, what was the hardest part about developing this?
Putting everyone in the game. When you select the bosses, you need to consider the AI, the popularity, the weapons that you get, and the series that you want to put into the game. Because I want Shredder 2, 3, and 4, as well as the Alpha series to be inside.
It's representative of the whole series,
Yes,
which is one of the things that's super cool about it, and I couldn't imagine being the one who had to make the decision to pick 8 and go with that.
The one that barely made it in was Chun-Li.
Really? Why is that?
Because I wanted a China theme stage. There's many characters from China. There's Fei Long, there's Yun, Yang, Gan.
They get little call-outs in the levels.
Yeah.
That kind of speaks to another element that Zhonghui very excellently integrated into the game, is that they're not just bosses for the sake of having a boss and they have this pre-programmed thing. They really do behave like their Street Fighter 4 counterparts. So when I got to Blanca and I saw him do the Ultra does the zoom in, I'm like, oh wait, I know what that is. I need to jump because the whole ground is going to be electricity. So I immediately jump and to know that actually worked. And then I fight Rose and I see the Soul Satellite and the rotating orbs. I'm like, okay, I know what that's going to be. And then when Ryu does the charge up, I know I'm going to need to jump over some big fireball. So all these little things about Street Fighter and Mega Man happening simultaneously is what made it so much fun.
No, why free?
A couple of reasons. I think one, if this is a love letter to Street Fighter fans and Mega Man fans, we want as many fans as possible to sort of be able to participate in that. The other part of this is, to some degree, it's a little bit of a make good, particularly for Mega Man fans. Well, it doesn't make up for where we're at, but hopefully it opens the door to future conversations, both externally and internally with fans.
I call it a hell of a 25th birthday gift.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's an early Christmas gift for everybody. I don't care how you slice it.
8 bosses. Do you have a favorite?
I actually really like what Zhonghui did with Dalsim. Dalsim, I don't know how to play that's not my character. Blanc is always my character if I'm playing Street Fighter, but from fighting him in Mega Man terms, just the way he animated his limbs stretching and the way he'll teleport around the room and just the way the boss room is actually constructed, it's a very challenging fight, but feels like I'm fighting Dalsim.
Urian's my favorite boss in terms of his mechanics.
Vega.
Yes. Vega. So that's a new one for people.
I like the music as well, and because when you fight Vega, there's things falling off.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Yeah, and he's one of the more difficult boss.
Yeah, I have not beat him yet.
Okay.
The Vega stage is really cool, and the Vega boss battle is probably like the most elaborate.
He's pretty wicked.
He'll use the cage. I mean, when it opens up, the rose petals fall down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of production put into it.
Music?
Okay, I like the last boss as well.
You like the last boss?
Yeah, and the secret last boss. Yeah.
The secret last boss.
Let's call the boss secret last
Awesome.
boss. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to spoil too much of what happens after the 8 bosses. I mean, you know what's going to happen. It's a Mega Man game. You're going to fight the 8 bosses, and then you're going to have 4 levels of something. And there is a pretty tough final battle, and there will be kind of a surprise at the end as well.